Hi, I'm Glen and I've made my living as a cocktail pianist for many years. Now, when I'm out playing on a gig and I'm playing the same song night after night, I might use different styles just to make things interesting. I get tired of playing a song in the same way. Now, some pianists have a real set style. They play everything in their own personal style. As someone like myself, I don't really have a set style as my own. I like to imitate various styles. So I'll give you an example here of a few of the many ways that a pianist can use to play the same song using different styles. I'm going to use the first part of Danny Boy as an example for these different styles. I'll start out here with maybe the simplest way to play it, and that's just simple chords in my left hand and a single note melody line in my right. And when we play cocktail music, we don't use triads. We always use at least 4-note seventh chords. And that's what I'll be using here, is just 4-note seventh chords or sixth chords. Here's kind of a rippling effect that I would compare to like a Chopin left hand. And what I'm doing here is just root 5, 1, 2, 3, and then coming back down. It's essentially kind of like that on the chords. You sort of have to fudge a little here and there. I'll stay in the key of C here and give it kind of a barroom swing kind of a feel. Here I'm going to play in block chords. I'm going to add the left hand playing the melody an octave under the melody that's being played with the right hand. This is a basic kind of shearing technique where we're playing block chords, harmonizing every note, and the melody is being played in octaves. So the melody is... And I'm using that same simple 4-note chord of the 7th in my right hand, and the melody's tracking underneath the chord all the time. How about a little trip down to Brazil? Bossa Nova. In this method, the left hand is going to play rootless 9 and 13 jazz chords for the most part. And the right hand is going to play in the very high register of the piano to create a tinkling cocktail piano sound. Here's another method that gets used a lot. I'm going to play the same rootless jazz chords that I did in the last demonstration, rootless 9 and 13 chords. The right hand is going to play the melody and the left hand is going to mimic the rhythm exactly. The left hand is going to join in and play the rhythm of the melody with those rootless chords. Here's a block chord method that creates a very big effect on the piano. We play the interval of 1-5-1 in our right hand while the left hand plays a chord. The chord in the left hand can either be a rootless or just a regular inversion of a seventh chord. So the right hand's playing, let's see if I'm in E flat, I'm going to go 1-5-1. And the left hand I'll play a chord down here, for instance an F minor 7 chord. And then wherever I go in the melody up here, playing 1-5-1. Sometimes we get a clash between the two hands because this interval in the middle might not fit the chord exactly, but it's a brief clash. We just go with the chord like that and keep moving them around to get this big splashy effect. We can associate this particular block chord style with pianist Red Garland. He was one of our jazz icons from the 40s and 50s. Hey, Danny boy, how about a little ride on the range? Here I'll put it in the blues style. This might perk things up during the course of an evening. And how about a samba? I'm going to give you examples of two methods here that I like to start students out with when they're starting to first learn how to play from a fake book. This is like the base of everything you want to build on. This is a good place to start so you get a firm understanding about how the chords are made and how you can put the melody with the chords. In open-voiced chords, we take a simple four-note 7 chord, major 7, dominant 7, minor 7, and we split it up so it's open with the left hand playing 1 and 5, the right hand playing either 3 and 7 or 7 and 3, and the melody goes on top of those two notes. This is a very common method that all of us pianists use. We put 4 notes under melody notes at the beginning of the bar and maybe in the middle of the bar or wherever we see a chord change. So we're not harmonizing every note in the melody, just in certain locations. In my right hand, I'll be playing 4-note 7th chords under the melody notes wherever they happen. And in my left hand, I'll do a few different things. I'll be playing either a 5th, a 7th, or just a single note. But the thing to pay attention to is my right hand, and notice that I'm playing 4 notes whenever I play a chord. We can refer to this technique of using an inversion of a chord under the melody note as playing a block chord under the melody. A block chord means that we have our notes close together as opposed to being spread out.